Hello and welcome to Buckman's Model Mania. Today I'm going to be doing a long overdue update on the Chaperon, which you can see the top view in the screen right now. I've done a ton of work since the last video. I've got the deck, what is this? The Hurricane deck on, the skylight for the Hurricane deck. Painted the black is painted around the deck. The deck is going to be black. Up here on top is where the Texas goes. That is well underway. This is the Texas. It will also be lit just like the rest of the ship. This was a little bit interesting to do because again had to, like on previous ones, I don't think I even showed it. You have to cut these pieces to be able to curve them, and then you use the jig. Where is that? Don't know where it is right now, but there's a jig that helps you to shape these to the right shape. These pieces were pre-formed, the front and the back, the curved pieces to help you make the curve. I just used some simple 1/8 scale or 1/8 square stock, just like this, for the reinforcements. Still going to, before I glue it down completely, I'm going to still do some reinforcements, cross beams, and then the top deck will go on. This is where the bridge will be right here, and I've got that started again using some 1/8 square stock in the corners to hold it together. And there it is. And then there's the roof. So those are the things that are going on right now. The things that I have done, let me go ahead and move the ship back. And everything is lit so far. All the lights are working. You know, knock on wood that things keep going. Things that I've done in addition to this, I made the covers for where the pipes will come out from the boiler. I've got the smokestacks here. These covers were interesting because they were a paper template in the instructions. It's not made of anything special. All they did is tell you to cut these out and paint them, which it works out really well. They honestly look like tin that has not been has been bent, but not very well. You can see I've got a bunch of the other smokestacks on. These here are all going to have lines running to them. Let me go ahead and set these down before I knock them down. The main mast is on. Let's go ahead and switch views. Well, not main mast, but the mast here in the front is on. This here is going to attach to this part right here, and it is going to support once it's actually on and it's got lines running to it. It is going to support they call it the stage. It's how you get on and off the boat. Now lots of things going on. I've got the doors painted for the Texas, and it says in the book they're not sure where the name came from, but it's always just been the Texas. That's what everything is referred to it in the plan. So the doors for the Texas are on there. Doing the same thing I did before on the Hurricane deck. Let me go ahead and move these. And well, of note regarding that, the windows on throwing stuff. The windows for the pilot house, there is actually some acrylic sheet. So I will probably cut those because this is awfully big to use the method that I used on everything else, which was to use UV resin, and that resin will go directly behind each of these doors. similar to what it does on the boiler deck. I'm going to cut out the little squares for these doors so you can actually see the windows. I did note, and it wasn't until the third sheet plan that it points out that you're supposed to cut out the insides of these. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to go back. I like the way they look with the panels in there. So it just kind of surprised me when they had that. I've got the you could call them lifeboats, you could call them launches. Those are started, those are primed. They're going to be white, they're going to be wood inside, they're going to be painted white on the outside. Those will be up here on the hurricane deck. What else? I mean, just a ton of work. I didn't even realize it had been a month since I had posted anything on the Chaperon. And all of this has been done on our live stream. Let's see if I can. Oh, wow. I got to go back there and paint that. Let me see. Can I get a good shot? There we go. So on the railings down here, which I had to order some extra wood because I was using the wrong stuff. The railings are 1/32 by 3/32 wood, like this here. I stained them, but what I didn't realize was these rails, bumper rails on these two decks, are supposed to be 1/16 by 1/32. I used the 1/32 by 3/32, or 1/16 by 3/32. I used the 1/32 by 3/32. I think it looks better. I'm glad I did it. It just ran me out of woods sooner, so I had to actually buy some more. I've had to buy a little bit of extra wood in a couple of spots for this kit. Probably more along the lines of I'm not following the directions completely right, but I love the way this kit is starting to look. Let me see if I can get this over here. Make sure I'm on the right camera. Okay, I shut the other camera off. So you got the railings here, which in scale, these railings are only like 21 inches or 27 inches tall is what the instructions say. You've got the chicken coop here. The chicken coop was for, they had live chickens for dinner. You know, they would slaughter the chickens on the boat and then cook them. We've got all these little posts. This is going to be where the railings up here on the top go. You can see I've got the railings down here. That is photo etch, so you know, I'd like to make that look like wood, but I don't know how to make photo etch look like wood. Those railings I think look fantastic. Wasn't sure whether I was going to paint them white or not, and I did that, and I was like, it was just awesome. So a lot of work going on, a lot of detail work coming up. There's just, you know, once I get the Texas on and the pilot house, it's almost done. I could call it done once those are on if I wasn't going to do any of the rigging or anything. But I've got all the rigging to do. I've got to build the davits for the boats to sit on. Um, there's actually masts so that the boat, you can show how the boats would have come off, you know, for lifting them, because they got to come from the top deck. Go ahead and switch back to that camera. But they've got to come from here on the top deck all the way down to the water, which is going to be down here. So you've got to have a pulley system to get them down. Just so much stuff still to go. I want to say at this point I am probably about 2/3 of the way done. I wonder if I can get. I just noticed something. I wonder if it'll focus in well enough. So you can see here, these are little photo etch pieces. All my photo etch, I spray painted white already, and had, you know, did the spray painted white, and then I've cut them out and put them in place. There was one spot on this rail because it says if you have an issue, because there's a curvature here, and it's kind of funny. On one side, I didn't match the curvature on the back of the deck back here, but on the other side, I did. On this side, I believe is the side that I had to clip somewhere up, somewhere back here. I believe I had to clip at the top just so that it would fold together right. It just comes together, and then the railing looks perfect. If you don't know it's there, I mean, I know it's there, and I'm having trouble finding it. Just I'm loving the way this is coming together. It's been sitting. It's kind of funny. I've had it sitting on the bench off and on for live streams and everything. It's been the primary model I've been working on for months, other than the part works. And it's one of these things. If I've got to the point where I'm like, I am so tired of seeing this thing, and then when I moved it to over to my desk instead while I was working on the part work, I went over and looked at it. I'm like, that's looking really nice. So stuff to still to come. Got to finish the Texas. Got to do the pilot house. There's a bunch of lines running all over this ship or boat. I got to put the stern wheel on still. I've got one more set of railings here to do. There are no railings back here. You can see right there. There's actually a little, what I call, because it's really, really thin. It's like 1/32, if not 1/64 thick. I've been calling it wooden photo etch. There's those. Once I get those railings on, that's going to be done. Got to start working on the foredeck here so that I can finish it up. You can see a couple of spots. The capstan is here. Got some bumper rails to put on. Most of the boat is done. What's left to do is a lot of detail work, but I love the way this is coming along. She's almost, I want to say probably another month she'll be done, and then I'll be on to something else, which this will be the longest I've ever worked on a model because I started it in 2013, got discouraged before I even started planking, and so it sat there for 10 years. She'll be done before 2024. And once this one is done, once this one and whatever I start in December, that will be 12 months I've worked on either part works, only new part works, and one build for Halloween. But that will be the end of the year of Shelf Queens. I'll start doing some other things a little bit here and there. I just noticed something I wanted to point out because I am so proud of the way this came out. Okay, let's switch that. First thing is, put my hand behind it. This ball up here, that is hand carved. That's just a dowel. They said you can't carve it, and it's a lot easier than you expect, and it was. I was amazed at how easy. And then down here, these two little balls, they're not near as perfect as that one is. Wow, I just saw I'm missing some paint down here, but they're not near as perfect as the other one is. But those were also hand done, so I'm pretty happy with the way this is going. I have learned a lot on this kit, and I want to give a shout out to Boiler Dan 1. He's another YouTuber who has just started the Chaperon. Looking forward to see how his build goes. Boiler Dan does a lot of ships. I mean, he is an awesome shipwright. I love watching his channel. So I'm going to call it a video at this point. We're 14 minutes in. I've just rattled my gums about this boat quite a bit. I hope you're enjoying this. I hope this gives you a inkling of what you can do with wooden kits. I love doing wooden kits. I know a lot of the guys I hang out with, they're like, I hate wood. Never gonna do wood. They've never tried it. Wood gives you a lot of options. To me, wood is better than styrene, but I do both. So, like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you get notified of whenever I post new content, come on over to Hobby Time Modelers on Facebook, YouTube, and Discord. See what we're doing. We have a stream on Friday and Sunday nights, or Friday nights and Sunday afternoons. Links will be in Discord, and links for the YouTube, Facebook, and Discord will be in the description of the video. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Have a great day. Have a great tomorrow. And I will see you on the next video.